Imagine the feeling of standing on the battlefield of life, where every adversary, whether a toxic colleague, a rival in business, or an obstacle in your path, seems determined to break you. Now picture yourself as a strategist, not swayed by passion or impulse, but armed with the timeless wisdom of Stoic philosophy. What if you could turn every attack into a lesson and every enemy into a stepping stone toward ultimate power? Today, I'm going to show you how to destroy your enemy in the most effective way, not by revenge or brute force, but by employing 13 ruthless Stoic techniques that will leave your foes powerless and you mentally unshakable. This isn't about sentimentality or mercy. It's about mastering the art of strategy, control, and resilience. Let's begin by diving into the first 4 of these game-changing habits. Recognize and neutralize emotional manipulation. Enemies often thrive on the chaos of emotional manipulation. They use fear, guilt, and uncertainty to destabilize you and undermine your confidence. The first Stoic strategy is to recognize these tactics for what they are. Train your mind to identify when your emotions are being hijacked by external forces. This requires deep self-awareness and a willingness to step back from your feelings to observe them objectively. Once you detect manipulation, you neutralize it by reasserting your focus on what you can control, your own judgments and responses. The Stoics teach us that while we cannot control the actions of others, we can control our inner state. Rather than reacting impulsively to provocation, pause, take a deep breath, and remind yourself that you are the master of your mind. Use this moment of clarity to deflate the enemy's tactics. When you refuse to be drawn into their web of negativity, you rob them of their power. By recognizing emotional manipulation early, you build a fortress of rationality that keeps you calm and collected under pressure. Build unyielding self-control. The second habit is to develop and maintain unyielding self-control. In a world where enemies seek to provoke you into rash actions, self-control is your greatest weapon. The Stoics believed that self-discipline is the key to a stable mind and a resilient spirit. By consistently practicing restraint, you not only prevent yourself from making impulsive decisions, but you also set an example that discourages further provocation. Cultivate habits that enhance your self-control, whether it's through meditation, deliberate reflection, or simply pausing before responding. When an enemy attempts to trigger you, your practiced calm and measured reaction will leave them frustrated and unable to gain the upper hand. Over time, this self-control becomes second nature, a shield against the unpredictable forces of external chaos. Remember, true strength lies not in reacting, but in the power to choose your response. Cultivate strategic detachment. A fundamental Stoic principle is the dichotomy of control. You have power only over your own actions and responses, not over external events or the opinions of others. Strategic detachment means deliberately distancing yourself emotionally from outcomes that you cannot influence. This habit allows you to maintain clarity and focus, even when enemies try to destabilize you. By practicing detachment, you free your mind from the burden of expectation and the weight of undesired outcomes. It's about seeing the big picture. When you detach, you recognize that every setback is temporary, and every enemy's attack is just another external force. Use this detachment as a tactical advantage. Let your enemy's words and actions roll off you like water off a stone. With a detached mind, you can think clearly, act decisively, and never let external chaos disrupt your inner peace. This is the essence of strategic detachment, the ability to engage in the battle on your own terms without being overwhelmed by the
4. Exploit the enemy's weaknesses with rational insight. Every enemy, no matter how formidable, has vulnerabilities. The fourth Stoic habit is to analyze and exploit these weaknesses using rational insight. Instead of relying on brute force or emotional retaliation, turn to the Stoic method. Observe, analyze, and act with reason. This means studying your enemy's behavior, understanding their tactics, and identifying the patterns in their actions. Once you recognize these patterns, you can develop strategies that exploit their predictability. For example, If an adversary is known for creating chaos through impulsive criticism, counteract this by staying calm and unresponsive. Your rational, measured response will expose the futility of their approach. Use your analytical skills to break down their arguments, then systematically dismantle them with clear logic and unwavering calm. By doing so, you not only protect yourself, but also weaken their influence over others. This habit transforms your approach from reactive to strategic, ensuring that your enemies find it increasingly difficult to affect you emotionally or psychologically. 5. Detach from external validation. Imagine a world where your self-worth isn't determined by the fleeting opinions of others, a world where you remain unperturbed by praise or criticism alike. This habit, detaching from external validation, is one of the most challenging yet liberating practices in Stoic discipline. In a society driven by social media likes, comments, and constant feedback, it's easy to become entangled in the need for approval. However, the Stoics taught that true strength comes from within. To detach from external validation means to focus entirely on your own values, actions, and inner growth, instead of seeking confirmation from those around you. When you achieve this, you become immune to the volatility of public opinion. Instead of feeling crushed by a harsh word or inflated by praise, you maintain an unshakable sense of self. This habit empowers you to take risks, make decisions based solely on your inner compass, and live authentically without fear of judgment. The moment you free yourself from the need for constant external affirmation, you discover a profound inner freedom, one that not only builds resilience, but also fuels continuous personal development. 6. Embrace voluntary discomfort. Next, consider the transformative power of embracing voluntary discomfort. This habit is about deliberately stepping out of your comfort zone to build mental and physical resilience. The Stoics believed that by voluntarily subjecting yourself to minor hardships, you train your body and mind to withstand more significant challenges. Whether it's taking a cold shower, fasting for a few hours, or engaging in a strenuous workout, these acts of self-discipline serve as a rehearsal for life's inevitable adversities. When you willingly endure discomfort, you break the cycle of complacency and build an internal reservoir of strength. Each time you push through the discomfort, you reinforce the belief that you can handle whatever comes your way. This practice not only sharpens your resolve, but also helps you develop a mindset where obstacles are seen as opportunities for growth rather than threats. Embracing voluntary discomfort is a testament to your commitment to self-improvement. It is a daily reminder that true strength is forged in the fires of challenge, and that enduring hardship on your own terms prepares you to face even greater trials with confidence. 7. Practice the dichotomy of control. Finally, one of the most powerful habits is to practice the dichotomy of control, a central tenet of Stoicism. This habit involves a clear understanding that while you can control your own actions, thoughts, and reactions, you cannot control external events or the actions of others. Embracing this principle is the key to freeing your mind from the constant burden of anxiety and frustration. When you focus solely on what lies within your power, you begin to see that many of your worries are simply misplaced. Instead of expending energy on things that are inherently uncontrollable, you channel your efforts into improving your own behavior and mindset. This practice not only minimizes stress, but also sharpens your decision-making, as you learn to invest your energy where it can truly make a difference. Every day, remind yourself that your success is determined by your actions, not by external outcomes. By internalizing the dichotomy of control, you develop an unshakable mental fortitude that renders you indifferent to circumstances beyond your influence, leaving you free to pursue personal growth and inner peace without distraction.
8. Leverage your enemy's weaknesses with logical dissection. Enemies thrive by exploiting emotional triggers and inconsistencies in your behavior. One of the most effective Stoic strategies is to analyze and expose these weaknesses through cold, rational dissection. Start by meticulously observing your enemy's actions and words, Identify the moments when their arguments crumble under scrutiny, when their emotions take precedence over logic, and when they resort to manipulative tactics. Instead of engaging, emotionally use the power of reason to break down their flawed strategies. Every time your adversary launches an attack, pause and ask yourself, what is the underlying inconsistency in their argument? Where do they contradict themselves? Once you have identified these weaknesses, counter them with clear, rational responses that leave no room for emotional rebuttal. By consistently employing logical dissection, you not only neutralize their attempts to destabilize you, but also diminish their credibility in the eyes of others. This method transforms your enemy's own tactics into their downfall. Remember, when you confront irrationality with reason, you undermine the very foundation of their power, leaving them exposed and ineffective. Undermine their confidence. Through unyielding self-control. A key hallmark of Stoic mastery is unyielding self-control. In the face of provocation, many enemies aim to shake your confidence by triggering emotional responses. Instead of reacting impulsively, cultivate an inner calm so formidable that your enemy's efforts to destabilize you fall flat. When you demonstrate unwavering composure, you send a clear message. You're not defined by their opinions or petty provocations. This self-control is achieved through deliberate practice, by pausing, breathing deeply, and reminding yourself that your emotions are yours to command. You reclaim the power to respond rather than react. Your measured, calculated responses not only confound your enemy, but also erode their influence over your mind. They thrive on chaos, but every time you remain calm, you rob them of the ammunition they need to control you. Over time, this consistent display of self-discipline undermines their confidence and discredits their tactics. Your inner fortitude becomes a living testament to the strength of Stoic principles, leaving your adversary frustrated and powerless in the face of your rational resolve. Cure. Outlast and outperform by embracing the dichotomy of control, the Stoic principle of the dichotomy of control teaches us that while we can control our actions, our thoughts, and our responses, we cannot control external events or the behavior of others. Embracing this concept is essential for outlasting any enemy. Focus your energy solely on what is within your power, your decisions, your habits, and your mindset. When you internalize this truth, you free yourself from the endless cycle of worry and the futile attempt to manage external circumstances. Instead, you channel your efforts into constant self-improvement and resilience. As your enemy tries to rattle you with unpredictable events and unexpected setbacks, your unwavering focus on what you can control renders their attacks meaningless. You plan meticulously, act decisively, and remain indifferent to outcomes beyond your influence. This approach not only preserves your energy but also enhances your ability to outperform those who remain entangled in reactive, emotion-driven responses. Over time, your commitment to controlling only what you can ensures that you not only survive but thrive, while your enemy's efforts gradually diminish in significance. By leveraging logical dissection to expose your enemy's vulnerabilities, by steadfastly maintaining self-control to undercut their provocations, and by embracing the dichotomy of control to focus solely on your own growth, you gain a strategic, unassailable advantage. These three additional Stoic methods build on the previous strategies, forming a comprehensive arsenal that transforms every enemy encounter into an opportunity to fortify your inner strength and outlast any opposition. In the next part, we'll complete the series with the final three techniques, pushing the boundaries of Stoic strategy even further. 11. Harness the power of consistent excellence. Imagine becoming so exceptionally skilled, disciplined, and committed to your principles that every attack from your enemy is rendered meaningless. This is the Stoic way. When you consistently demonstrate excellence in every aspect of your life, your work, your character, your decisions, you build a reputation that overshadows any negative criticism. By striving for excellence, you create an unassailable fortress around your identity, making it impossible for external forces to shake you. Every time your enemy attempts to undermine your efforts, they are met with the undeniable force of your superior conduct. This consistent excellence not only boosts your confidence, but also inspires others, effectively drowning out the voice of opposition. In a world where many falter under the weight of mediocrity, your relentless pursuit of excellence becomes a powerful weapon, forcing your enemy to confront a reality where their attempts to belittle you simply fall on deaf ears. 2. Leverage. The tactical power of silence. Sometimes the most devastating response is to say nothing at all. In the realm of Stoic strategy, silence becomes a potent weapon that disarms your enemy. When provoked, your instinct might be to retaliate verbally or act impulsively. However, choosing deliberate silence can be far more impactful. By withholding immediate reaction, you force your enemy into a state of uncertainty, revealing the hollowness of their criticisms. This isn't passive resignation, it's a calculated display of inner strength. In the stillness of silence, your mind remains in full control, and your enemy's attempts to provoke you lose all their momentum. Your refusal to engage on their terms sends a clear message. You are anchored by reason, not swayed by noise. The power of silence lies in its ability to communicate confidence and self-mastery without uttering a single word, leaving your adversary exposed and ineffective. Transform opposition into strategic advantage. The final Stoic strategy is to turn your enemy's hostility into your own fuel for growth. Instead of merely defending against their attacks, you can convert their negative energy into a catalyst for personal advancement. When faced with opposition, channel your energy into further refining your skills, deepening your knowledge, and strengthening your resolve. This proactive approach not only neutralizes the enemy's power, but also elevates your own position. By continuously improving yourself and refusing to be dragged into baseless conflicts, you reclaim control over the narrative and redefine what success means on your terms. The transformation occurs gradually, as you learn to see every hostile gesture as an opportunity, a chance to showcase your unyielding spirit and commitment to Stoic principles. In doing so, you not only diminish the influence of your enemy, but also inspire others to adopt a similar mindset. Your personal growth becomes the ultimate rebuttal, a living testament to the idea that true power lies in self-mastery and the unwavering pursuit of excellence. We've explored how to harness consistent excellence to silence critics, employ the tactical weapon of silence to diffuse provocations, and transform opposition into a stepping stone for personal growth. When you integrate these approaches with the earlier Stoic habits, you create a formidable arsenal against any adversary. You become not just reactive, but proactively strategic, turning every challenge into an opportunity to strengthen your inner resolve. Remember, true strength is not merely about overpowering others. It's about mastering yourself. Each strategy we discussed is a tool designed to fortify your mind and diminish the influence of those who seek to disrupt your peace. By embracing consistent excellence, deliberate silence, and strategic transformation, you forge an unbreakable mental armor that renders your enemies powerless. If you're ready to destroy your enemy, not with violence, but with the unwavering strength of Stoic wisdom, start implementing these strategies today. Your journey to mental invincibility begins with the choices you make now. Stand firm, remain resolute, and let your actions speak louder than any word of criticism. Until next time, act wisely and act Stoic.